It is Friday, the 21st of March, 2014, 7:23 here in Legoland Cryptofornia Resort and Hotel. Block number 291674 has a Merkle root beginning with C5, F4, 7-3, F7. Let's follow some Bitcoins. So I was going to take this week off. It's spring break. I'm at Legoland Hotel, California. However, an interesting story surfaced while I was on the plane flight and while I was here and getting settled, and it kind of, grew on a certain level. So originally I got the story on CoinDesk. A report out of Japan said that MtGox claims that they have found 200,000 bitcoins, actually, very specifically. I think later on in this article they narrowed it down to 199,099 bitcoins. Now, you would think that, with Mark claiming that he has this, and then it changes. I'll go to this announcement, and then later on the story, actually, if you can read Japan, it's right here, if you can read Japanese. But the English translation, the story actually changes. Mark Karpeles from MtGox actually says that we found the 200,000 Bitcoin that has been talked about in the story, 199,099 Bitcoins. Now, one of the awesome things about the transaction chain on the Bitcoin blockchain is its radical transparency. So the one question I would have when he makes an announcement like this is, where are the Bitcoins? We can read the transaction log, where are they? So what was really lacking here was a couple of transaction IDs that would have been nice to show where he had them. But that's okay, because I think we found the Bitcoins. Again, this happened on March 7th, total of 200,000, and he said he moved it on the 7th and moved it again on the 14th and 15th. So let's go to the Follow the Bitcoin application. Now, these are the two blocks that add up to a penny short of 200,000 Bitcoins, a bit penny short. Now the question is, do these really belong to MtGox? Is it enough of a coincidence that these two transactions add up to the 180 and 200,000 that have been talked about? And the short answer is no. Coincidence is not enough. You need more support. So let's go back to another famous transaction, the famous 424242. This one has a bit more support to say that this transaction right here belongs to MtGox and Mark Karpeles. There is a chat going around. I first came across this. Let's Talk Bitcoin, I think, is where I got the best information about this. But there is a chat log, and it's pretty much been validated, of Magical Tux talking to Go1D Fish. Goldfish, okay, that's elite hacker speak, whatever. So what he's doing here is Goldfish wants him to split up his large transaction to something very marketable, like 42.42.42.42.42.42. And if you look at the timestamps on these, the timestamps match up really nicely. 2011, 6:23 at 6:50:15 in the morning. I don't know if the time zones are going to be exactly the same. But 22 November of, it's actually this one, 11/7/18, 6:23/7/18. Yeah, this is when it went at 45:29, and this is 6:45. So really close to when this transaction was pointed out to be. Now the question is, why are these two separate trees? Well, the real issue is that this happened in 2011, and the root of this transaction started floating around on the 6th of March 2014. This is American time, so that would be 7th of March Japanese time. So let's go ahead and dig down. Well, I think digging up's easier. Let's dig up on these large transactions and see if we can get some old. So here we're starting to get into some old coin here almost immediately, and here's a nice one. This is a 500,050 bucket of Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and open this one up and see where that one goes. Now, as you can see immediately, we link into this nice big chain. So that proves my point quite nicely, that these pyramid expansion chains, as I pointed out in a this one isn't actually a pyramid. Pyramid is buried here somewhere. These pyramid expansion. Oh, this is the start of the pyramid. But these chains that were being expanded into the two pyramids are directly related two alleged and fairly validated MtGox coins. So does MtGox have the money? According to the blockchain, the answer is yes. I just want to point out that this I think is one of the greatest possibilities of Bitcoin, but it's also going to get some of the fanatics of Bitcoin some of the most icky feelings. Everything you do on the blockchain, you can see. This is the sort of radical transparency that I think our financial sector needs, to be able to go onto this blockchain and say, hey, here's the money. We got it. It's right here. Here's a signed message that says we have it. And that would solve so many problems, not just in Bitcoin land, but also in fiat currency land of people being able to point to their transaction logs, because these consequences impact many people. It's just crazy how impactful this is. We can see this 424,000 blockchain, links in to random spots on this. As we expand all these, it makes a kind of a messy graph. Doesn't make it as pretty as the pyramid graphs. So if you think these crypto crumbs are interesting, don't forget there is a tip jar at the bottom on the YouTube video. I have tip jars in Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Dogecoin. Send a millibit or two, and thank you.